In a regular expression, an alternation is denoted with a vertical character. So this pipeline is what is used to denote an alternation when you are using a regular expression. An alternation matches any of the alternatives separated with vertical line or pipe. So when you have things that you want to search for, like a pattern, and you want to specify alternative which can be, which can be used as a match for whatever you are searching for, you normally make use of this vertical line character or type. So let's take a look at an example of how a global search for a red or green or blue color can be done from the example that you can see on the screen. So we want to do a global search for red or green or blue, which means any of this match is expected to be returned due to the fact that you are going to be using the vertical line or the pipe symbol. Therefore, I can come inside my script tag and then make the variable that contains the string that I want to search for: black, white, red, green, blue, yellow. So let's results text dot. We want to check for match. So we want to check for red. So if red is not available, check for green or blue global. And is there anything that is being returned? No, nothing. There's an error here that I need to fix. You can see red, green, and blue because trees are contained inside my variable. But what if I take blue and green out? Let's see what will happen. You can see that the only thing that is being returned is red. What if none of them exists? What will happen? You can see it's returning an empty result. Is there an error? Of course, there should not be any error. The way it is there's no error. But because it cannot find a match, that is why it is returning nothing. What if I change blue to yellow that contains one of the values in what I have? You can see that it's returning yellow because yellow is contained as part of the values of my text variable. So this is how an alternation matches any of the alternatives separated with the pipe symbol or a vertical line character. So this is the RexExp alternation, which is always denoted with a vertical line. So regular expression flags are parameters that can modify how a pattern is used, such as making it case insensitive or global. So from this example now that you can see that at the end of this search, there is a G flag, which is indicating to JavaScript that it should perform a global search on everything that is contained in as the element of the variable. And that is why you can see that when red, gray cannot be found, it picks yellow, which is available as part of the element of the variable. So the regular expressions flag are pattern that can only modify how a pattern is used, such as making it case insensitive or global. These are the most common ones of all these flags. So the first one is the /G. When you use a /G, when you apply it to your regular expression, it will perform a global match. That means it will search and comb through all the available values or elements of your variable to search for what matches what you are searching for. The next one is /I. So the slash I perform case insensitive matching, which means that regardless of whether you have a camel case or capital letter as the element of your variable, and then in your search you are using a small letter, passing in the I flag will neutralize it and perform case insensitive matching. So this is what I mean. Now let's say I have this here as yellow, capital letter. You can see that the value has disappeared. Now, even though the yellow is present, but the case is not matching. If I switch this from G to I, let's see what will happen. You can see that yellow is now returned again because of the I flag. So it will match the case sensitivity regardless of whether I have it in capital letter or I have it in a lower letter. And then we have the slash U. The slash U flag enables Unicode support. It's a new feature that was introduced in 2015, so it enables a Unicode support. So let's take a look at one more example of how the G flag, how it works and how it allows to perform a global search. So this time around, I'm not using the alternation that we used in the previous example. So simply what I'm trying to do is I want to do a global search for and now I can make my variable and I call it is this theories. So something very simple like this. And look at what is happening right here on the screen. You can see this is the variable, and so this is another variable named pattern, which is just performing that global search for this. And then the results getting from here is passing this text to a match method. So the match method checks for this pattern is present in a pattern. Then if it is, it will output the result. And what can you see? You see IS twice. So regardless of what is it called of the case this time around, you can see that it got this twice, IS and IS. So this is how you use the G flag in order to search for whatever values or elements of your expression in JavaScript. So always remember when working with regular expressions that it always uses flag, which acts as parameter that can modify how a pattern is used, such as making it insensitive or